everyone, today I'm sharing with you something that I don't like sharing because that's just too much, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. So today I'm going to talk about my TBR pile. More specifically, I said that word right, so yay. I'm sharing with you the majority of my TBR that I really want to read in a year. Now, when I say year, I looked at my pile because it's kind of a big pile, maybe not to you, but it is kind of to me because I just get overwhelmed very easily when it comes to TBR piles. I looked at my pile of books that I need to read, like I said. I really wanted to read them before 2016 ends, but then I look at it and it's like 17 books, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that before 2016 ends. 2016 has been a great reading year for me, and maybe I could do it, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself. So when I say I get to it in a year, I'm saying as of right now, in August, till next August, I want to read these 17 books. Now, this also means a lot of different things. Number one, it means I'm not buying any more books until I get through the majority of these books. I'm putting myself on a book buying ban. I don't buy too many books as it is, but I just need to stop buying them. I cannot buy any more books so I get through half of this pile. That is my thing. So my goal for this whole video is to show you what books I'm planning to read in the next year that are on my TBR pile. Like I said, it's 17, so that may be not a lot to you. It is to me. I try to keep under 10 or less in my TBR pile because I feel it's manageable. I feel like I have enough options to pick what I want. When it gets to be over 15, I start to really be overwhelmed with it. I'm like, oh crap, I have a lot on here I need to read. So that's for the main reason for this video, is for me to show you guys what I plan to read, so it'll like kick my butt into gear with reading these. So anyway, longest intro ever. So let's begin. So the first book, by the way, these are not in order at all. The first couple maybe, but other than that, it's just gonna be a pick and choose what I feel or what I'm feeling in the moment. This book is The Last Star by Rick Yancey. If you're surprised I haven't read this, I am too. I tried to read this a couple months ago when it first came out, and I read the first 5 pages and I felt like it was a whole totally different book. I felt like it wasn't kind of the same vibes as the first 2 books, and if you don't know, I love The Fifth Star. It's one of my favorite books ever. I wasn't huge on The Infinite Sea, but I still need to finish the trilogy because it's one of my favorite books ever, so I have to finish it. So I need to read this. Like, this is going to be on my next, 2 months TBR list. Like, it needs to be read pronto. And I've heard really mixed reviews about it, so if I'm honest, I'm kind of going into it with low expectations. If you read it, let me know. Hate it? Did you love it? Let me know. This next one I'm planning to read in September, which I will explain, and that is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I've actually been saving this book for that reason, because the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series, Empire of Storms, comes out mid-September, so I really wanted to get back in the Throne of Glass. I didn't really want to read Queen of Shadows because I just read it in February, so my mind's still really relatively fresh on it, so I decided to just get back into the world by reading the prequel to the whole thing, and I thought this would be a great way for me to already be immersed and to be like uber ready for when Empire of Storms comes out, because when it comes out, my heart is going to be ready, and I'm hoping for a lot of things to happen in that book. The next book should come as no shock, because I've been talking about this being on my TBR pile this entire year, and I am ashamed just as much as you are. And that is The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. I've been saying how much I've been wanting to read this book, and if I'm honest, I guess I haven't been in the mood for it, but when I keep thinking about it, I'm like, you just need to read it, bottom line. At least I'm going to try to read it. I've heard really good things about it, so I really need to read it, and wanting to at least tempt it. That's my whole goal. So hopefully I will read it and finish it, and hopefully I will love it. The next one I'm really wanting to like. I'm just kind of scared because it's such a well-loved novel. Sometimes I get really nervous going into those, amazing books that BookTube really hypes up, and then you're worried that you're not going to like it, and you're going to be like the one of 1,000 that doesn't like it. But that happens. But either way, I just need to attempt. I just need to test the water and try it out. That is 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, look at this beautiful book. I really want to read a Leigh Bardugo book. If I'm honest, the Shadow and Bone trilogy doesn't really appeal to me much. The plot line, I don't know. Maybe if I read this one, I'm just going to have to read everything by Leigh Bardugo. So I really want to get to this. I think I might be saving this for fall and winter. It feels like a fall and winter book. I don't know why. I just feel like it could be. But I've heard so many things about this. Like I said, I just really need to kick my junk into high gear and read this. This next one is one of the few contemporaries I have on this TBR pile. Surprisingly, contemporary's been one of the least read genres I've read this year. So if you're shocked, me too. That is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've just been kind of saving this one for a rainy day. I do that with contemporaries. I don't read them right away. Sometimes I get in a rut, and contemporary is really the only thing that can get me out of it. So I'm just kind of saving this for that time. Hopefully I'll get this either September, October. I don't know. I feel like with the fall coming up, I tend to read a little bit more fantasy and other things than contemporary, but hopefully I'll get to this very soon. Maybe I'll even read it this month because it's summery and I love contemporaries in summer. This next one I think I really will like. I just haven't had the time, or you know how it is with TBR Pile. Sometimes a new release comes out and you have to read it right away, and then sometimes you buy another book and you want to read that one right away. Sometimes you're in a mood for a particular thing. A lot of these books on my pile are just, kind of books that I want to read. I just haven't really gotten the time, or I'm in the mood for them, or I'm not in the mood for. The next one is Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Grandin. This is a historical YA novel. I've heard amazing things about it. It sounds like it's going to be a great, fun adventure. So I have no worries that I'm not going to like it. I need to get to it. Again, I think this might be better for a fall and winter. I don't know. I just want fall to get here, I guess. I need it to get here because this 100-degree weather with like 100+ humidity, it's not good for me. It's really not. And the next one on my list is The Tyranny of Petticoats by a whole bunch of authors. It's edited by Jessica Spotswood. This is like 15 short stories of badass girls, and I really want to read it. The only reason why I haven't read it yet is because I've heard really mixed reviews on it. A lot of people are just like, it's okay. And because of that, the last like anthology or a myriad of short stories I've read was Summer Days and Summer Nights, which I didn't really like and put me in a slump. So now I'm kind of weary of like short stories in a whole book. So that's why I haven't read this yet. I think I'm just scared that if I read this, it's going to put me in a slump, and I can't afford that junk right now, okay? I really can't. I've got a lot of great books coming out, and I cannot be getting into another slump. No. I've been doing great. I can't let this book bring me down. But if you've read this, please let me know. Will it bum me out of slump, or should I just like push on through? This next book will probably add 2 more books to my TBR pile because I think I'll love it so much. So I'm like I'm holding myself back from reading it right now. And that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. If you don't already know, I read my first V.E. Schwab book this year, actually last month, and that was Vicious, and I was obsessed with it. I deigned there now and then to read everything Victoria Schwab and V.E. Schwab. I think I'm going to love this because she just seems amazing. The next one I actually do plan to read really soon because the plot just sounds so intriguing. And that is A World Without You by Beth Revis. It's about this boy who thinks he has superpowers, but he's in like this kind of troubled home. So it's all about like delusions and if what he really thinks is happening. So I've heard really good things about it, and I really want to read it soon. Plus, it's by Beth Revis, who wrote the Across the Universe trilogy, which is one of my favorite trilogies ever. Granted, it is sci-fi, and this is definitely not sci-fi, but I have to read it soon. The next one has also been on my TBR pile for a hot minute. It's Writers by Veronica Rossi. I just really want to read this because the premise of the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse sounds really intriguing to me. Again, I might read this for the fall or winter. I think I'd like to read like my kind of, this is not scary, it doesn't sound like, but it's like borderline scary for me because I'm a huge wimp, but it sounds like a fallish type of book, so I can't wait to read it. This next one is one that I really, really want to read. I'm just afraid because of all of the emotions I think it's going to bring upon myself. And that is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. I want to say if that's right. I probably pronounced it wrong. I apologize. Like I said, I've heard amazing things about this book, but I just have not cracked into it yet because I feel like I'm going to cry, I'm going to laugh, I'm probably going to cry a lot, and sometimes like I'm always happy when I read books like that, but I just fear getting into them because I'm like, I don't know if my heart's ready for this. So that's the reason why I haven't cracked into this one yet, but I really want to. I really want to read all of his books. This one and Britt Marie Was Here. I've heard those 2 are just amazing, so I really need to just get into them. I need to. The next one, my only classic on the list, and it's on here because it's super short, and I really want to accomplish all of my reading goals for 2016. I look back on it, and I'm really doing really well despite one. I think one's holding me back. If I finish the one challenge, I will be like done, which is what? And the classic is The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. It's super short. If I read this, I will have read a classic this year, which is one of my goals. So I just need to bite the bullet and read this. It's under 150 pages. Just shut up, Heather, and do it. One I know I'll just read. This is another contemporary, or like it's an adult contemporary that I'm saving for a rainy day. That is The Girl You Left Behind by Jojo Moyes. I love Jojo Moyes. This will be my 4th book by her, so I really need to get up on it because I've heard amazing things. Like people say this is their favorite book right after Me Before You when it comes to this author, so I need to do it. The next one I am saving for October because it's a little bit of a thriller, which I'm doing a little bit better at this year, and that is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. And this one is not super scary, but I've heard it's like kind of thrilling, like a mystery thriller, so I thought I'll save it for Halloween just to make myself feel more scared than I already am. Why not? It's also like a planned TBR, apparently. This one is one I did start a couple weeks ago. I was in the midst of waiting for another new release book to come out, so I just picked one up from a TBR at random, and I got 100 pages in, and it's only 300 pages long, so I just need to finish it, and I do plan to very soon. That is Noggin by John Corey Whaley. Again, I've heard amazing things about this book, and in particular amazing things about this author, so again, like I said, I have read 100 pages, and I really liked what I was reading so far, so I do plan to finish this very, very soon. This is Ivory and Bone by Julie Eschbach. I've heard mixed reviews on this one. A lot of people say they really liked it, they didn't love it, so I think that's my one fear about going into it. You know, be very different from what I read because it's a prehistoric novel, which I haven't read any of, and it's got like, it ties links to Pride and Prejudice, so that's really cool. So I really want to read this to break out of the box. I'm already breaking out of 2016. And that's what I have on my list. I'm also saving for October. I guess I'm doing October like kind of mystery thriller month. Whatever. And that is With Malice by Eileen Cook. This is another, like I said, mystery slash thriller, only this is a YA novel, so I'm really okay with that. But I have read some creepy YA novels like Mara Dyer. I can't do any more in that book. I can't do any more in that series. No, but I really do want to read this one because it sounds very intriguing. That was pretty much all of my TBR pile like I showed you. Granted, there's like 5 or 7 that are kind of on my bottom shelf that I haven't read that I don't think I'll be in the mood for anytime soon, but I don't want to get rid of them because I think I will get to them in time, but these are primarily on my TBR books. Like, they sit right up here. Those are where I keep all my TBR books. So I pretty much showed you every single book of my TBR pile. So here's to hoping that I get to read all of these. At least my goal is to read at least half of these before 2016 ends. So we have about 5 months. I hope I can do it. I also hope I can buy no more books. Remind me, don't buy any more books. Don't buy any more books. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And if you're fearing of your TBR pile, don't worry, we're in the same boat because I am just the same. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.